Cyberpunk, Steampunk, Raypunk, Lunarpunk, Decopunk, Sandalpunk. Wait, what? That's really... Oh shit, it is. In the ever-evolving world of speculative fiction, new punk subgenres seem to be constantly emerging, each offering a distinct vision of an alternate history or future world. While things like cyberpunk and steampunk are very common in pop culture, why exactly can you just slap a noun or adjective in front of the word punk and it becomes a semi-recognizable thing? What exactly is this punk genre? But before we get into the video, if you're like me, then you've definitely struggled with getting a good night's rest or even a refreshing nap. That's why I'm excited to share how today's sponsor, Manta Sleep, has completely transformed my sleep routine. I tend to sleep very, very hot, so I picked up the Manta Cool Mask. And when I say it genuinely helped me get to sleep, that is an understatement. I haven't fallen asleep this fast in months. Looking at the mask, the first thing you'll notice is just how adjustable it is. You can easily customize the fitting to your liking, ensuring a perfect, comfortable experience every time. The materials feel incredibly premium and soft against your skin, which make a huge difference when you're trying to unwind. Plus, the design blocks out light completely, helping you drift off effortlessly. And what's even better is that this mask isn't just for nighttime. It's perfect for those midday naps too. If you're ready to elevate your sleep game, check out Manta Sleep. Head over to mantasleep.com and use my code SHANE10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's SHAYNE 10 at checkout. Don't miss out on this chance to enhance your sleep. And once again, thank you to Manta for sponsoring this video. What is widely regarded as the first in this punk genre is cyberpunk. This concept began to take shape in the works of writers like Philip K. Dick's 1968 novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and William Gibson's 1984 novel, Neuromancer. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is set in a post-apocalyptic future where Earth is ravaged by nuclear war. It follows Rick Deckard, a bounty hunter tasked with retiring rogue androids who blend into human society. The novel explores themes of humanity, empathy, and identity, questioning what separates humans from machines, while Neuromancer follows Case, a washed-up computer hacker, as he's hired for a high-stakes heist in cyberspace. The novel introduces the concept of cyberspace and features a gritty, dystopian world dominated by megacorporations, AI, and digital worlds. In 1982, Ridley Scott's film Blade Runner, a loose adaptation of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, was released and further expanded upon concepts established by Dick and Gibson. Blade Runner is set in a future Los Angeles and follows Rick Deckard, a Blade Runner, tasked with hunting down and retiring rogue bioengineered beings known as replicants. The film focuses on high-tech, low-life features where advanced technology coexists with societal decay, corporate dominance, and marginalized anti-heroes who often exist outside traditional power structures. The term cyberpunk was first coined by author Bruce Bethke in his 1983 short story of the same name. Cyberpunk follows a group of tech-savvy rebellious teenagers who live in a near-future society where technology is pervasive and omnipresent. The kids, led by a character named Mikey, are cyberpunks, mischievous youths who use their hacking skills to commit pranks and disrupt systems. They operate outside of societal norms, manipulating and breaking into computer systems, causing chaos and testing the limits of authority. All these works together create the cyberpunk genre, a genre that explores dystopian futures dominated by advanced digital technology, corporations, and often the blurring lines between human and machine. These worlds are usually gritty, neon-lit, and driven by themes of surveillance, corporate control, and transhumanism, with the overall focus being on high-tech and low-life. With the creation of the cyberpunk genre in the 1980s, steampunk was the next major punk genre to emerge. While not explicit examples of the eventual steampunk genre, H.G. Wells' 1895 book, The Time Machine, and Jules Verne's 1870 novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, are considered pioneers of not only science fiction, but steampunk as well. The Time Machine follows a scientist who invents a machine that allows him to travel far into the future. He discovers a dystopian world where humanity has evolved into two distinct species, the peaceful childlike Eloi and the subterranean predatory Morlocks. The novel explores themes of class struggles and the passage of time. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea follows the adventures of Captain Nemo aboard his advanced submarine, the Nautilus. As Nemo and his crew travel through the oceans, they encounter incredible underwater creatures and explore mysterious locations. The novel is known for its imaginative depictions of futuristic technology and its deep exploration of the natural world. Both novels blend futuristic and advanced technology with 19th century settings, with the Nautilus being a prime example of steampunk's fascination with retro-futuristic machines, as it's a highly advanced submarine in a time before such technology existed. And the Time Machine, with its Victorian protagonist inventing a time-traveling device, fits steampunk's focus on speculative inventions powered by mechanical or fantastical means. The term steampunk was first coined by author K.W. Jeter in 1987. Jeter used it in a letter to Locus magazine to describe a new wave of speculative fiction that was inspired by Victorian-era aesthetics and technology, referring to his own works like his 1979 novel Morlock Night, a story set in H.G. Wells's Time Machine universe. The story follows a protagonist named Sir Richard, who discovers that the Morlocks, the subterranean creatures from Wells's novel, have come to the surface and are wreaking havoc on Victorian London. The novel blends adventure, Victorian-era technology, and time travel, featuring elements of both classic science fiction and the burgeoning steampunk genre. Steampunk as a genre was then solidified by William Gibson and Bruce Sterling's 1990 novel The Difference Engine, set in an alternative 19th century Britain where Charles Babbage's mechanical computers, or difference engines, have been successfully developed. This technological advancement triggered an early information age, transforming society with steam-powered computers. The story follows various characters navigating this industrial and political landscape, where powerful elites vie for control of information. The novel explores themes of surveillance, class struggle, and the impact of technology on society. After steam and cyberpunk began to take on prominence, the overall punk subgenre began to expand. Essentially, the core of any punk genre goes beyond its aesthetics or technology. It isn't just about cool gadgets or stylized backdrops, though these do contribute to its mass appeal. What truly defines the punk genre is its emphasis on rebellion, subversion, and critique of established norms. Every true punk subgenre, in its own way, represents a clash between authority and the counterculture. It questions the status quo, whether through dystopian futures dominated by megacorporations or Victorian societies rife with class inequalities. The punk part then lies in the opposition to oppressive systems, the defiance of social and technological limitations, and the desire to rewrite what history or the future could have been. So despite the mass creation of all these punk subgenres in modern times, many of them aren't true to their name because they ignore the basis from which they come from. For example, Solarpunk and the aforementioned Sandalpunk don't fit the traditional punk mold. Solarpunk envisions a utopian future where humanity lives in harmony with nature, focusing on renewable energy and ecological balance rather than rebellion against societal norms or oppressive systems. It's more about optimism and constructive change rather than subversion. Sandalpunk, on the other hand, focuses on ancient civilizations enhanced by futuristic technology and is rooted in mythological and historical contexts rather than engaging directly with modern or futuristic societal critiques. These genres still offer rich, imaginative worlds, but they diverge from the core punk theme of challenging authority and questioning the status quo. While they do reflect evolving concerns and ideals of adapting the punk spirit to different versions of the future or alternative histories, but they often do so without the same edge of rebellion that characterizes the original cyberpunk and steampunk movements. While those two punk subgenres don't have many examples of stories being set within these universes, were an author to attempt to dip their toe into this sandal or solarpunk setting, in order to maintain the punk name, as I said, they will need to question the status quo of these universes. For Solarpunk, while it may seem like an idyllic, perfect utopian future, an author could delve into the darker aspects of this world, uncovering the shadowy dealings, suppressed dissent, and hidden inequalities that paved the way for this ideal society. This could involve unraveling the stories of those who resisted this utopian vision, or examining how the quest for ecological balance might have led to unforeseen consequences. For Sandalpunk, the focus could be on the tension between the ancient and the futuristic. Stories might explore how the advanced technologies of a mythological or historical setting disrupts traditional societies, or how power struggles emerge as these technologies challenge long-standing customs or hierarchies. Highlighting conflicts between the advanced and the archaic, authors could bring a critical perspective to the seemingly harmonious blend of old and new, revealing the struggles and complexities beneath the surface. While there are many punk subgenres that are punk in name only, like chain punk, stone punk, mecha punk, and elf punk, I'd rather focus on a handful of the punk subgenres that truly embody the spirit of punk, sticking closely to the rebellious, subversive essence that defines the genre. Also, Jesus Christ, have I said punk enough in this video? First, let's talk about diesel punk. Steampunk. The dieselpunk setting blends the technology and aesthetics of the early to mid 20th century, particularly with the 1920s to the 1950s, with a distinct emphasis on diesel power technology and a gritty industrial atmosphere. This subgenre captures the interwars period's fascination with machinery and progress, juxtaposed with a dark, often dystopian vision. Games like Wolfenstein and Iron Harvest exemplify dieselpunk by integrating period-specific technology and design with speculative and sometimes fantastical elements. These games immerse players in a world where the technology of the past is reimagined in a more dramatic and alternative way, highlighting the game's characteristic blend of retro aesthetics and futuristic innovation. In close relation to dieselpunk, we have atompunk, which draws inspiration from the 1940s to the 1960s, reflecting the era's dual fascination with atomic technology and the space race, along with its underlying anxieties about nuclear war. This subgenre captures the optimism and paranoia of the atomic age, often featuring sleek, retro-futuristic designs and a sense of impending change. Fallout is a prime example of atompunk, presenting a post-apocalyptic world that evokes the aesthetics and technological aspirations of mid-20th century America. The game series combines a nostalgic vision of atomic technology with a critical view of its consequences, showcasing the unique blend of hope and fear that characterizes atompunk. And on a different technological spectrum, we have Biopunk, which focuses on genetic engineering, biotechnology, and the ethical ramifications of these advancements, often set in dystopian futures where biological technologies have transformed society in profound and often unsettling ways. This subgenre delves into the implications of manipulating life at a fundamental level, exploring themes of human enhancement, genetic discrimination, and the impact of biotechnological control. Films like Gattaca and Repo Men, as well as the prototype games, are quintessential examples of biopunk. They all examine the darker sides of biotech innovations, portraying worlds where genetic manipulation leads to societal upheaval, ethical dilemmas, and personal struggles, reflecting the subgenre's focus on the consequences of advanced biological technologies. All in all, the punk genre in its essence challenges the status quo, questioning the impact of technology and societal structures. They echo the frustrations of their times and project them into speculative futures or alternative pasts. They remind us that the punk in these genres is not merely about style, but more about substance, an unyielding critique of power, and a call to examine our own systems of control. While many settings may claim to be a punk derivative, if they prioritize the visual or thematic trappings of their settings, gears, neon lights, dystopian cities, etc., but fail to carry the rebellious spirit that defines true punk, then it's not a punk subgenre. What makes a genre punk is the act of rebellion, the questioning of authority, and the relentless pursuit of freedom even in the face of oppressive systems. Without that core, it's just window dressing. At the end of the day, punk is about pushing back, not just dressing up.